YouTube, want to thank you for coming by my channel. This is Chuck Jennels and this is my channel. And what we're doing today, we're after copper. And I think it's going to be a really good day. I don't know if you knew it or not, but before I became a YouTube creator, I was an electrician and did service work and that. And what you're looking at here, partially right there, this is a fluorescent ballast, and I just changed this out. A commercial job, light went out, and it was a 4-light. It was T8 32 watt 4-tube fixtures, which you'd think would be really easy to get, but it's not easy to get anymore. But anyhow, so I got this ballast out. And if you look, all of these leads here on this ballast are they're copper, and it's a tangled mess is what it is, but you can tell there's 4 out that end, and there's 4 out the other end, different colors. But you can see by the length of these, there has to be 3 foot there and about 2 foot there. And what you're looking at here are the new leads are way too long. So I cut them, made them shorter, so it fit the fixture better. So what we're going to do is we'll cut these and strip them. I might do the Stripmeister on these. That's pretty small. I don't know. I might not be able to. Anyhow, so what we'll do is we'll take all of these. Here, let me put these in the bucket. Those are insulated that are due to be stripped. These will be the same, insulated, ready to be stripped. 2, that's 4. And these are longer, so let's do that for now. There's a couple more. Now this ballast, they used to be able to be taken to the scrapyard as a motor. They call it electric motor. But the problem now is these are electronic ballasts. So there's typically no linings in them, and I'm going to take that one apart and make sure that that's true. And then we'll take these with the others and we'll put them in the bucket. So if you look over here, right about there, so that's quite a pile of wire. I mean, it's copper, and that's probably, that could be 18 gauge. It might be 16, but I think it's 18 gauge. So anyhow, let's go back over here to the Mr. Ballast. There he is. Let's go out a little bit. So I haven't taken one of these apart in years, so let me look her over a little bit here. There isn't much can't be done with a pair of side cutters. Wow, it's rusty too. That's interesting. So let's just bend these tabs out of the way. I'm guessing there's going to be a card in here of some sort or another. See if we can pry this off of there. They're probably Chinesium. And this case will be steel. It's very interesting. It's interesting. almost got it modified. I'm sure there's an easier way than that to do this. That's interesting. Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to make a little modification to this case. So I figure what I'm going to do is this, take the 4.5 inch and we'll just cut the tabs on this one. What you need is this. There we go. Well, baby's been hot, eh? I know, that's my Canadian talk coming out again. Aren't these cute little pins? Oh, there's a MOSFET I think I want. MOSFETs are good because the one side of these is copper. There's 2 of them. So there's the card like I suspected. These little transformers are more of a pain in the butt than anything, so I'll probably take those, at least this bigger one, maybe the second bigger one. Do a little bit of electronic stuff with scrapping, and if you look here, these are from a speaker, and these are inside around where the magnet goes. And if you can look here, oh, I'm too close, aren't I? Yeah, let me back out here a bit. You can see that there's a copper lead there, and this is all wound with copper. So there's one of those, there's 2 of those, and here's the third one. This was out of a big speaker, and if you look inside right here, this is aluminum, and if you do this, I think I can do this. This is more copper, anyhow. So if we pull that, and this appears to be aluminum. Yep, that's aluminum. So this is all copper, just a copper coil. Now it's glued, and it's obviously number 2 copper. These are number 2 copper. So that'll go in my number 2 copper bucket. So that's part of what I've been up to. And this aluminum tin foil will go in garbage. And we got to work on that, and that goes in the steel. Now, I took a big speaker apart. Now I'm saying this was like a probably a 10-inch speaker. Great big thing. And this wasn't with it, but I think this is a toroid coil. And if you look here, it's got all this silly wrapping on it. But it's an electronic device, toroid coils, and it's been tested by me just recently. You look right here, you can't even see it, can you? Right here, I hit it with a file, and it is not Chinesium. It is actually copper. So we got to strip this down and get this copper out, and I can just barely lift that. So I'm going to weigh that and see what that weighs with all this stuff on it. That's your cue. Be back. As you can see, all of this came off of here, and it's a tape. It's a non-glue tape. So I took that off, and then this is a label here that tells you that what the voltage is and whatnot of this coil. So now there is tape here. Let's see if I can cut this tape. Come on. I don't want to come off. So anyhow, you can see the windings on this part there, and you can see the white. You can see the white here. I'm thinking that's another layer. So while you were gone, I popped these little transformers off the circuit board for the ballast, and you can see all the bigger they are. These are just minute little transformers. There's 4 of them there, so that wasn't much, but we'll put them in my little box of transformers. Pull these this way. No. Oh, that comes to the inside. There we go. So there we go. We got 1 out, 2 out. Don't know that I want you to stay around and watch me do this, but at least for a little while you can get some laughs. The ones I usually do, the toroids, they're about the size of a big one is like a quarter, and this one's like a bigger. Yeah, see, there it is. There it is. That's the one there now I'm trying to get. Right there. And he's taped again. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. It's taped right there. Right there. So let's do that one. Wow. All right, guys, sorry for the interruption. I was summoned to take some cactus plants into the greenhouse because we might get snow tonight up here. Anyhow, back to this toroid. It's peeling off. It's really slow going. Thank goodness it's this bigger wire. Much bigger wire. I've done this when it's like angel hair. If I can start this on the other side here. Oh, I can. Look at there. Sorry, I can't see what I'm doing here when I'm looking in the viewfinder and talking to you, and you have no idea what I'm talking about because you can't see either. Oh, that's as far as that one wants to go. Sure, this is really exciting for you, but I'm going to turn the camera off here in a minute, like right now. Be back. All right, guys, so I got that first layer off. There's 2 leads that I had sticking up. And you can see there's 2 leads here, but they're taped down, and I've got 2 leads here, and they're taped down. What I'm going to try to do here, not cut myself. So I don't know if I can get another, maybe, another wrap all the way around. That being the case, there might be a lot of layers here, I don't know. So, see, they peel off fairly easy. So they start getting stuck in the tape. so that's how it's done. I'll keep going. I don't know if I'm going to finish this all today. I don't know how many layers are on this crazy thing. So, all right. Well, go get yourself a coffee. I'll be back. All right, guys. So this is what we got. I got this whole one layer off. And this is it here. I haven't weighed that yet. Maybe we'll do that. I'm hoping that there's, I see another copper lead here. I'm hoping that there's another row in here. If I can get more of this tape off. I got tape everywhere in the shop. I'm going to do this. Feels like wire. It looks like copper. Yes, we do. But just because I don't trust it, I'm going to do this. And it is copper. Okay, I'm going to pull more tape and get more copper. All right, guys, so this is what we got. I got this whole one layer off. And this is it here. I haven't weighed that yet. Maybe we'll do that. I'm hoping that there's, I see another copper lead here. I'm hoping that there's another row in here. If I can get more of this tape off. I got tape everywhere in the shop. I'm going to do this. Feels like wire. It looks like copper. Yes, we do. But just because I don't trust it, I'm going to do this. And it is copper. Okay, I'm going to pull more tape and get more copper. Guys, if you can see, here I've got this loose, these two leads loose, and there's more white underneath here. So we'll be peeling that other wire off, and if you give me just a second here, I'm going to throw this in the garbage. Then I'll get it stuck to everything, and we're going to go weigh what we did get off. Be back. With the scale, I've got it set on pounds and ounces again, and I think I've got like 6 little coils. These are just hand wound on my fingers. Yeah, there's 3, 4, 5, 6 is on the floor. So those 6 little coils are 8.6 ounces. Make sure, go to ounces. Yeah, 8.6 ounces. All right, it's not bad for a little half hour, and we got more to go. See you later. A couple things while I got you. Notice the difference in color. And I don't know if it's a different varnish or what it is, but this is definitely different than that in color. And if you notice our toroid here, I've taken this much off. These are 30 unwraps each. That's taking the 2 and going off of there one time. And it's 30 of those is this. So I might try to show you how I take that off here in just a second. So give me a second, I'll be back. So this is how I've been doing it. I don't know any other way to do this. Just start unwinding this. Then you get 2. You push it through, pull it off. I don't know of another way to do it. If you do, in the comment of this video, tell me what you think you would do to get this unwound. You got to remember, I run these through 30 times. You got one of those little loops laying there on the table. And there's now 12 of those little coils. So it's a whole bunch of times doing this. And it just takes a long time because you pull it through and then it keeps getting longer coming out, so it takes longer to undo it. Each one you go through. Of course, now I've been yapping, and guess what? I have no idea what my count was going through here now. But I'll just go judge it by length, maybe. But it's a little time consuming. But I'm guessing we're going to be, those ones that are there on the bench now, they're probably right at £1. If you were going to sell it as scrap. Well, if you were going to sell this as a melt into a bar, it would be well worth doing this. Taking it to the scrap yard, I'm not sure. Unless I had a truckload of this. By the time I got a truckload, I would have arms like Popeye. As this is time consuming and it's painful. Because there's 2 wires that stick out of the tape there, and I keep getting stabbed with those. But yeah, it's not bad. I'm making it out more than it is. We're almost about as far as I can go with that one. So what I do is I set it back down over here like that. Take 5 cutters right there, wrap it around 3 fingers, and just roll it. Guys, I'm not exactly sure what I have here, but I've kind of run out of wire. And there's several layers here. You can see there's segmented layers there. There's a steel layer, and I don't know what this is. Never seen one of these before, but we're going to cut it and see if we can. This is how I took that white tape off. Just spun this around and cut it all the way around. I don't know if this is something that's cuttable or. Guys, so back over on this other bench, I figured it's going to take too long for that 18 gauge for me to strip this. So I come back over here, I'm going to finish this up. I'm thinking this is all steel, and this is the copper we got. This is 2 layers of the copper that we had tape in between, and this is something else. And I'm thinking, because it does that, this is all going to be steel, but I'm going to take a grinder to the top here and make sure that that's true. All right. Unfortunately, I don't have my grinding wheel. I got my cutoff wheel, so it'll make more noise. Okay, like I said, guess what? That's steel. That's steel. It's just bare steel with this tape on it. So it's going to be too time consuming to pull that tape off of there. And because it's steel at 4.5 cents a pound, into the bucket. All right, be back. I'm not done with that other yet. I'm not getting all that wire off, but I started on this ballast wire. This is a manual stripper. I showed this in past videos, and I strip the end of it just like I do with the strip meister. And you grab it with pliers where I strip it and do that. Keep going till it's out. There you go. So what you end up here with, but then you got to break it loose here to peel it. Just like you do with the strip meister or any stripper that's manual or automatic or whatever. And Try not to drop it on the floor, because that just makes things harder. I just did the manual here on the end, and so now we just do like we do with the strip meister, just like that. And you got bare 18 gauge, and if you look over here, right there on the bench, I've stripped a looks like a red and a yellow and a blue. And this was the yellow, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. All right, I lost track already this morning. It's Monday. So then I do my roll up. And I don't usually do these smaller wires. But as much as copper has value now that it didn't have before, I think it's wise to do it now. I think you can make out really well with either making bars and selling them or just selling it back to the scrapyard. So that's how I'm doing the little ones. And when I'm done, I'll show you what I got. I'm going to put both of these piles on. You saw most of what I had on that first wrap off that toroid coil. And I'm going to redo this. And we are on ounces, and I'm going to change it to pounds and ounces. There we go. So it's showing ounces right now. There. They're all tangled. 8. Now that's the first layer. Now this is the second layer, and it's the one that's a different color. If I can get all this on here without everything going to the floor. Ah, 1 pound exactly. All right, that's a pound of copper, guys. Glad to get it. And I think we're going to call this one the end because it's going to take way too long to do that 18 gauge out of the ballast. So I'll strip that as time goes by, and I'll let you know later on what it was, because it's only a few ounces, or maybe an ounce is all I've got out of it so far. It was only 3 strands. So, all right, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe with, excuse me, share and subscribe, share with a friend, come back again, give it a good comment, and thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and stay blessed out there.